Welcome to Hancock's VMware Half Hour. And welcome, it would help if I turned the microphone on, wouldn't it? And welcome back to another Hancock's VMware Half Hour. Well, this is part 2, and this is the conclusion of the vLCM cock-up. You may, if you've watched the last video, where we were going to basically do a vLCM upgrade, or we were going to use vLCM to upgrade 7.0 U3Q Quebec in our lab here to 7.0 U3S, and it all went Pete Tong. And after spending 7-8 hours trying to work out what in fact was actually going on, it would appear that not only now do we have to generate tokens to use in vLCM from the 23rd of April 2025, those tokens are also linked to entitlements in the Broadcom portal. So let me explain. If you have an entitlement to 7.0 and 7.0 only, you will only be able to download 7.0 updates using that token. If you've got 8.0 entitlement, you can only download 8.0 entitlements updates. However, you can obviously downgrade licenses. So in this particular case, what I've done, I've gone to the Broadcom portal. I've selected some licenses. I have downgraded like VMware vCenter Server now under the current, you get thousands of licenses for it, for thousands of cores. So I've just downloaded one core, downgraded one 8.0 core to a 7 core to give me a license for VMware vCenter Server 7. And they've done exactly the same with our ESXi 8 cores. We've got thousands of those for one of the clients. So I've downgraded one of the licenses for one of those cores to 7. Had to wait a little bit. It wasn't immediate. Obviously, something has to happen on the Broadcom portal. And then after about 30 minutes, I tried again, and voila, off we go again. So that's something really that I've not read about. I've not seen documented. I reached out to VMware vExperts this afternoon, and they didn't really seem to know or respond onto this, what I've actually basically found. So there you go, another gotcha that's been sprung on us by Broadcom, that your entitlements are also linked, or your download token is also linked basically to your entitlement. So we're all well and good. And anyway, if we go back to where we started, you can actually basically start to see that we've entered maintenance mode on ESXi 010. It's now obviously basically completed the installing of the image. It's rebooted the host. So now we're waiting for ESXi 010 to restart in the cluster and basically get checked for compliance, and we're all done. Oh, been a long afternoon, been a long morning sorting this crap out. Anyway, so I'll bob off, and I'll come back and summarize when that has been completed. So goodbye for now. And I'm back, and it's fixed, it's completed. Yay, yippee! God, I'm so excited. What a wasted time. Okay, so we've only got 6 and 8 that are left actually in, I was going to say farm, That takes me back to the old days of Citrix when we used to call them farms. Anyway, I'll get off my tractor and we'll get back to what I was talking about. Anyway, so that remediation has completed successfully. So if we now have a little look at the summary of our ESXi 010 host, it says updated VMware Lifecycle Manager generated image, and the hypervisor is ESXi 7.03.245.85291. Well, we've discovered something there, haven't we, that wasn't documented by Broadcom, and certainly I don't think that I have seen spoken about in the V community. So yippee, a first for Hancock's VMware half hour again. Anyway, so it was only going to be a short one really to come back in part 2, because I did say in part 1 that I would conclude this, and just before this I did actually basically open up a support request with Broadcom, so I'll go off and close that support request with Broadcom and tell them. With that, that's all I've got for you in this video. So a couple of summaries really to take away. If you have a VMware vCenter, or if you have VMware vSphere support with Broadcom using subscription-based licensing, then this applies to you. You will need to update your vLCM depots by the 23rd of April 2025, because the existing depot URLs will cease to work. Therefore, you will need to go off and generate that token in the BC portal. And you can use the manual method, which I've got a video for, or you can use the automated method, to which I've got a video for. But one thing to remember, that if you are like us, some of us have still not made that leap to 8.0 yet. We're still running on 7.0. But in the Broadcom portal, we don't have an entitlement for that. So I've had to go into the portal and just downgrade some licenses just to trip and to turn on, if you like, the ability for us to download 7.0 updates and 8.0 updates at the same time. And certainly probably the same would apply for 6.7 as well, although that really is end of life. So again, if you've liked this video, then please thumbs up. If you don't like it, then please thumbs down. But don't forget to subscribe, and come back soon for another episode of Hancock's VMware half hour. So with that, I've got to go away for the rest of the afternoon now and do some editing in the videos to get them up to the tube for you to watch from next week. So once again, cheerio, and catch you on the flip side next week. Goodbye now.